So if today turns out the way I planned it to, then this is going to be like a new chapter in my life, because I'm going to look for a car which has been a dream of mine ever since I'm interested in cars. So I won't tell you right now, but I think you're going to find out pretty soon. It is a used car which is now considered to be an old-timer, and it is a pretty prestigious brand which I never thought I would be able to afford one day, but I'm very, very happy to, be able to now be in a situation to afford it. And I've been looking for quite a while now, and I think this one could be the one. Yeah, so this is exactly how I thought it would turn out, because that car is mint. It has been repainted 17,000 kilometers ago, and it unfortunately is not the original color, because the original color was Indian red, and this one is Carrara white. So it looks absolutely perfect, and when they had it repainted, they took everything out until the bare metal. So the engine has been rebuilt as well and has a bit of horsepower gain. It looks amazing. The headers look brand new, the brakes are new, the wheels are intact, there is no rust, the interior is almost new, it has no scratches, no damage to the seats or whatever. It just looks incredible. It sounds incredible, has the OEM exhaust on it. Epic. Yeah, so maybe I will come and get this car very soon. I will keep you posted. Unfortunately, that day will never come, because when I called them Monday evening, so exactly one day after this, they told me that the car was already sold. So I would never get this specific car. What am I doing here? I have to admit that was a pretty hard setback, because I was really sure that I was going to get that specific car. You find me here again in my car on a rainy day, on my way to go and see another car. Today we are 2 weeks after my last visit, and in the meantime a lot has happened. So we moved to a new house and we are still not totally settled, but I don't give up that easily. So the moment they called me to let me know that the car was sold, I hooked up and immediately went to mobile.de and looked for another one. I am usually not that kind of guy who believes in destiny, but maybe this time I have to. Because I saw an offer of a car that I already saw when I first started my search. And it was like the car of my dreams. It is exactly the way I would have modified it. So the price was, well, obviously high, but not far off the first one. So I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. And I saw that the insert was new. I mean, it was 9 o'clock when I went on the internet, and so yeah, I didn't think for too long, dialed the number, called the guy right away and said, is the car still for sale? And he literally told me, yes, but hurry. It is online for only 1 hour and I already received about 8 calls. And I was like, oh my God, so there is like no time to lose. And so I asked him a few questions, some details, and the car got more and more interesting. I was so hooked on that car that it didn't, I could only think about that at that specific moment. And that's when I thought, no, I don't want to let that car get away once more. So I rang the guy again and said, listen, how can we organize some sort of meeting to be able to inspect the car further? The problem is the car is located 500 kilometers away from where I'm living. So driving there in one day to just inspect the car was not a reasonable thing to do. And yet you find me now doing exactly that. Long story short, I asked the guy to keep the car for me, and I paid him a deposit so that the car was blocked for a certain time for me until I had the time to go and visit it or even pick it up right away. And then things escalated really quickly, because then the guy messaged me and told me that he received so many calls that the deposit that I gave him wasn't really, I didn't give it to him at that moment, but the deposit that I promised him wasn't enough for him to take the risk of losing other potential customers. So that was the time when I was really not skeptical, but I was obsessed by getting that very car. That same day we FaceTimed and he showed me around the car in all of its details. And so I told him, okay, I will pay you the deposit. That car is mine. So I went all in, like all in. I don't play poker usually, but I went all in. So I paid that deposit one day after that, and the car is blocked for me. And today I'm going to visit it because I couldn't make up my mind about just going there and paying a guy a very high amount of money without having seen the car before. I will give you the details in a few minutes. Okay guys, so this is it. After a really exhausting 5-hour drive in the most horrible rain I've ever experienced, I finally arrived at my destination. I think that for now I'm going to go in there without the camera and then come back, and then I'll show you maybe a nice montage of it. So in true YouTube fashion, no, I'm kidding. I'm at a random car park right now, next to the German Autobahn. To recap what I just lived through. The car is not in perfect condition. It has some spots of minor rust, but really nothing major. Then the paint looks a bit flat. The engine bay looks almost stock, like it has never been touched before. The wheels are just stunning. The car has such a presence and amazing stance to it. So I really love it. It sounds amazing, starts right away. The interior looks awesome too. The seats are like new. There's nothing to be said about those. The car's chassis number has the number 83. So it is car number 83, full stop. That's epic. Then it has its original paint. There are only 2 parts on the car that have been repainted, so that's around the front window, that's like a typical issue, and the rear hatch has been repainted. Everything else, first paint. It has no sunroof, it has a black interior, it comes with a new Momo steering wheel. Yeah, so I told the guy that I would take the car. I asked my bank to do the payment right away. And I will come and get this car next Wednesday. So yeah, what it also has, which was crucial for me, was it had to be a manual car, obviously. Then I did want to have some comfort extras, like for example climate control. That's something I don't want to miss out on such an old car, because with my Mark II Golf, it's also just a car that I want to drive in the summer, but then our summers here in Luxembourg, they are either 15 degrees or between 30 and 36. So driving that type of car without AC is just unbearable. So that's why I wanted to have that compromise between having an old car but still have the comfort of having climate control. So the wheels are 3-piece RH wheels with homologation papers. So I will be allowed to drive those officially on the road. Same thing with the suspension. So it is a KW V3. It has new tires and new brakes. So if you add up all those costs, this would add up to about 10 to 12,000 euros that I would have had to spend on the car to make it the way I wanted to. So he already did the job. He has all the papers, he has like all the invoices. So it is very transparent. And he also told me that he bought the car a few months back for a ridiculous price. I think something around 60,000 or something. And then he did all the work to it. He did an entire service. And yeah, once I will have the car home, I will show you the obvious flaws and when and where and how I'm going to fix them up. Now I'm going to head back. I have a 4-hour drive in front of me. So yeah, I'm going to drive home now. I hope the weather stays like this, because driving 4 hours in the rain, that really drained my batteries, my personal batteries. See you then.